Viewers, and welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Working on the 2010. It's the Hyundai. It's the Santa Fe. And it's got the big 2.7-ish or so. 3.5 I guess it is in this little guy. The fella brought her in. He wants the plugs, the wires, the cap, the rota. What he told me. So we're going to give him some spark plugs and some spark plug boots. Because I'm assuming that's what he meant by plugs, wires, cap, and rotor. He also wants a new belt and belt tensioner. It's a customer request, so we're going to go through and do that. To do this little guy, you do have to pull this plenum here. So the 3 spark plugs, I already removed the little plastic cover here. The 3 front ones you can do, the 3 rears you cannot without removing the plenum. So we're going to get a blow nozzle, give it a toot, and then get started. I think we're ready to get started, so we're going to get us a magnet tray. We'll stick that up there. Looks like we're going to need a lot of 10 mil. So I grabbed 10 millimeter short and deep. I think we'll just get started. There's quite a bit of stuff here. It looks busier than it is, I think. There she is, baby. I want you very quickly and gingerly slip the intake out of your way, or the plenum, rather. We're just going to plug the holes in case today is the day of the dropsies. Now, I guess we don't quite need this yet, but we can use it. We're going to peel all the coils out of it. 6 bolts, didn't drop a 1. Miracles do happen. So we can set those little fellas right there. Let's set these little fellas right here. Unplug them if you wish. Look in the holes. That's the important part. Always look in the hole. See if there's a bunch of crud in there. These ones look good. I mean, real good. If there is junk in there, just blow it out with a blow nozzle. We will remove the plugs. Like so. Then we'll have a look to see if there is any anomalies. I don't believe there is. He didn't have any complaints. Everything looks pretty normal, nothing weird. We'll get the new ones and we'll jam them back in there. It's your classic 94404 from Astro Tools, a magnetic spark plug universal extension socket set from Astro Tools. Link in description. Fantastic set. Use them over my snap-ons any day of the week because they put the magnet in the bottom where it should be instead of up in the barrel where if you just breathe on it you break the spark plug. I suppose you could still break a spark plug with these if you're a knucklehead, but not near as easily as you can do with the snap-on. We'll be using the NGK. They're cut with a laser. They've got the iridium. They're premium. And with NGK, laser iridium, you get increased performance, increased fuel economy, reduced emissions, and extra long life. So if you want to live a long time, buy NGK laser iridiums. You'll live forever. So we'll pull them out. They should be gapped already. But could you imagine doing a YouTube video where you just stuck these straight in without even checking them? The comments would go crazy. So we're going to use a 1mm feeler gauge here. And I tell you what, you got to be careful. That little piece of precious metal, well, it's precious. So don't go flecking it off. And I think the spec was 1 to 1.1mm-ish. Hyundai, Kia is very open, we'll say, on their specs of stuff. But I believe the torque spec was even like 15 to 22 foot-pounds. Just pick a number, it says. So we're going to wind these down in the hole. No, we're not going to be using the anti-seize. The vehicle is at over 100K. It is 12 years old. We pulled out the OGs with no issue whatsoever, and they were the same plugs. So I'm thinking in the year 2034, when these will need to be done again, A, the vehicle's not going to be around because it won't last that long in the PRNY, and B, usually at that point it's on its 7th owner, and well, spark plugs are a long ways off the list of things that need to be done. So I'll get them in there. I'll get the other ones here done. $15 to $22, I took a vote. We're going to go 20. Good even number. We're going to start cramming them down. They're going to feel a little funny because they've got the washer, so the washer has to crush. Usually what you do in this case, I think once it touches, you end up going like 3/4 of a turn. It's kind of the average. If you're not going to use a torque wrench like 98% of the world. I think they may even say on the box. So their NGK's statement here with the pictographs, I think that's what they're called. You run it down until she touches and go about another half a turn. Unless it's a tapered style, then you go 1/16 of a turn. So for what it's worth, let's see, we did torque all of these correct. See, lost my train of thought. 1, 2, buckle my shoe, better do these ones. So let's see, just out of curiosity, there's 20, so let's see, let's take this one until she, okay, right there she touches. So NGK says a half a turn. Let's see how close that is to the spec. I need to get another click here. Well, so we're going to come over to this area. Well, we'll do 2/4 turns. We'll go here and then there again. You ready? There's a 1/4. There's another 1/4. That's 8.5. There's 3/4 of a turn, like I told you originally. Let's try it again over here. Let's see. Let's take her till she touches. Okay, right there it touched. I just got some resistance. We got a little resistance. There's a 1/4. There's a half. That time that half was about 13. And we got almost 3/4. So it's all about perspective, I guess, and feeling. You know, how do you know when it just touches? So, I don't know, use a torque wrench, use your head, whatever you want to do. Now we've done the plugs, we've got to do the wires, cap, rotor, points, condenser, we've got to do the whole thing here. We got these from the NGK from Napper. Made in Tijuana, it says 6 or 8 required, depending on if it is a 6 or 8 cylinder, it also says. And these are the plug boots, and I believe, are they the right ones or are they the wrong ones, my guy? Because they look a little different. So let's open up one. And of course, they're backed by the unlimited limited warranty, as stated on the box. So we'll peel this off. We'll peel this one off down here. Make sure it goes on in the correct way. Boom. And there is our spring up on the inside. Let me get, well, I guess we can go caveman with it because we know the new ones work. So we just give it a little pull. And you can see on the top side, you have the little donger going straight across, and the bottom's a bit fatter, just like the new one. Bottom side, top side. All right, makes sense? It just makes it a little trickier to install, so you can put it on, give it a little push, see if it catches. Oh, in this case it did, look at that, boom. So you don't want her just flicking out. So in this case, simply by pushing it down like that, it did go in and catch in the inner circle. Otherwise, you kind of got to come by the spring with a little pocket screwdriver. Don't go caveman, just ginger down in there. Feel around, and then don't stick the old one back on. Stick the new one on. A little dielectric grease. You're good as gold, baby. Once you get all those swapped over, give it the dielectric grease. About that much, I would say. Just enough to cover probably 3/4 of the hole in the end of the boot. See what I'm saying? Don't go hog wild with it. The dielectric grease is used to insulate. It is never used to make a better connection, contrary to your belief. It is dielectric, meaning it is non-conductive. And this will insulate around the end of the boot to try to stop the electrons from shooting out the side, because they really don't want to go down the middle of the spark plug. Spark plugs are very high resistance, plus it has to ionize the gap through mid-air in the cylinder. So if it can leak out the side of the boot and hit the side of the head, by golly, it's gonna, because that's easier. Control yourself. All right, now we'll get the torque wrench. So it is kind of funny. Some people will take connectors on cars and pack them right full of dielectric grease, thinking you're making a better connection. And 99% of the time you're not, particularly if it is a very small pin connection, you know, like in an ECM. And I can't tell you how many times I get a car comes in from the other shop, and that ECM connector is jammed full of dielectric grease. Oftentimes creating way more problems than the original problem they were trying to fix with their guests. And you have to clean it all out and, you know, restore pin tension. If you want a contact enhancer, Stabilant 22. That's the only way to go, baby. Once all that's done, it is simply a matter of throwing it back together. Feel free to replace the plenum O-rings if you would like to. These ones are sticking up way up past the flat, easily are reusable. Inexpensive to replace if you like to do so. Use your judgment. Give them a good look over if you're going to reuse them. We have to make sure that they are protruding, that they will create a seal. And I don't foresee any problem in these. Last but not least, the last bolt in the power steering line on the back of the intake. Easy peasy. So the air plenum does come off quite easily on these folks. Most of it's all common sense. As you can see, it only took a minute or so to zippy zap it off there. And just put bolts back where they belong, snug them up. It is plastic, so use your noodle when you're tightening stuff down. Torque wrench if you don't feel safe. If you're not in your safe place, use a torque wrench. Otherwise, that's an easy job, baby. Take your dielectric grease, give a little shot in each one of these. The next guy will thank you, and I thank you. Line it up. Give it one of those. Give yourself one of these and go see if the car still runs. If it does, that's great. First try. We're going full OEM on this. Got this baby from Napper. Not a sponsor, it's a Schaeffler. They use INA, you know, bearings, fag bearings, Luke, I believe they're all the same company. It's made in the Korea, and it's the same as the one we're taking off. Of course, we're gonna take a flipper around there right way there and everything, but you'll see, you know, it has all the same stampings and castings on it as the OG. So, let's peel this off here. What do we need? Looks like probably a 17 and maybe a 12. I'm guessing. Let's see. $17 it is. We'll use that big old ratchet that we already took out. Now the belt on these, the OG is made by Continental. We're going to put a bando on it, which I was a little surprised to see it wasn't a bando, but it had the OG Hyundai Kia belt on it, and it said Continental Contitech. So you can get Continental belts if you like. I'm a big bando belt guy myself. if I have a choice as to what to get, I'll usually always get a Bando or a Mitsubishi belt. Great belts, in my opinion. Crack that baby loose. That, folks, that baby slips right out of there. We're gonna slip it right in with the new one. We're gonna do the upper bolt here first. We'll just get it started. Oh, baby, come on. All right, we got that one started. Grab the big dog, shim on down right there. Now we can finish off that top one. I just want to kind of get it set where it needs to be, you know. Grab your torque wrench. Torque that down to spec, and then we're also gonna tighten up this little fella, and we'll torque that one down to factory specs, and then we'll get the belt threaded back up through there. Hopefully somebody paid attention to which way it went, because this guy didn't. Grab your torque wrench. Now if you're using a 4-foot long bar like we are, use your noodle. This is where it can get kind of stupid if you know, if you're being stupid, I guess. So there we go, there's that. And then we can take the old 19, it's still the same size. Stick this little fella on there. Make sure she works. Oh, baby. Nice. There's the Bando. Get these at Napa also. Made right here in America. Get ready to hit pause, folks. There's your belt diagram for you in case you need it. Looks just like that. And there you are. That was your only chance you had. So we'll see if we can copy the diagram anyways. It's always easiest to stick it back on a smooth pulley instead of trying to get it up over a ribbed pulley, if that makes sense to you. As far as what I'm talking about is your last pulley to put it on, you know what I mean? I think she goes like, how's this thing go, like that? I believe so. Yeah, so I'm gonna do as I say, not as I do. In this case, we're gonna throw it on the crankshaft last. Even though it's a ribbed pulley, I'll show you a little something there. Get her back up in that water pump there and everything. Whoops, you still with me? I'm going to show you a little trick there Meemaw taught me. So typically you don't put it last on a ribbed pulley because usually the ribbed pulley's got a big outer lip on it to go up and over. In this case, the crankshaft does not. Okay? I don't know if any of this makes sense to you. So technically it should pop on for us. I could be totally wrong, but in case I'm not, I just wanted to lead up to that. Doesn't feel like she's done more down in that rib there. There it goes. And just look around. Make sure the old belt's on all of the grooves. not kind of half hanging out. Make sure she's up on the smooth parts. Everything looks good up there. I'm happy, you're happy. Everybody's happy.
I'm happy.
You're happy? Thanks. Then it's just a matter of throwing the plastic bits back in. Like so. And then put the bolts back in her. And we just give it a look. Make sure it's on all the pulleys. Everything looks good. This guy should be happy. We did everything he asked. There you have it, folks. The plugs, the plug boots, belt, tensioner on your Hyundai SantaFe. If you're upset about the noise in the background, don't worry. It's just my daughter learning how to make a living. We make our children work for money, so she's cleaning cars. Raise them up right, and hopefully they don't turn out to be jerks. Don't you be a jerk. Comment section, the questions, the comments, the Facebook, the Insta. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it.